Hey everyone, this is Fish, putting out a video today on Neopets Guilds in 2018. Going to talk a little bit about what it takes to open a guild and to manage it from there. First, I'd like to start off by wishing a happy birthday to Neopets. 19 years today. That's fucking incredible. Can't believe the site has been around that long, and I still love playing this game. So first I'm going to show you around the Nubs a little bit. That's the name of the guild that I started in June of this year, June 2018. You can see our guild stats right here. Just passed 600 members this week. Really exciting. Got a lot of posts going on, all types of pages. Beautiful fall layout. And yeah, this is a little tour around the guild here. You can see we're extremely active. We have around 20 members with over 1,000 posts. Takes almost 300 posts to get on the first page here. And I basically want to tell you, how to open your own guild like this. So let's go take a look at the Neopets boards. We're going to head over to guild chat. And this will bring us to our first discussion points. Really, the first decision you want to make is whether you're going to be a public guild, or whether you're going to go back and forth a little bit. Over at the Nubs, we've mostly been public, but we've taken moments here and there to go private when it made sense and to try to give us member boosts at different points in time. I personally believe that public guilds are much more successful in 2018. They are just destined to thrive because of there being a really high turnover on Neopets. People are constantly hiatusing, coming back from hiatus, and trying to keep a private guild active, trying to, have a group of active members in a smaller private guild. This is really, really hard to keep it going. Some private guilds also have member caps. Again, I'm not a big fan of this, just because same reasons. It makes a guild much harder to keep active. One benefit, you could say, of a private guild is they appear to be more exclusive, generally have some requirements to join, cuts down on, things like guild spies or members that just kind of join and don't do anything. But in my opinion, that's not necessarily a problem to have some of those type of members hanging around, the lurkers. I'm going to give my board a bump right here. We'll bring that to the top. And yeah, what else? Picking a theme versus themeless. Again, if you go with a theme guild, same with the private concept, you're going to be narrowing yourself down to how many members you can actually attain. So if your goal is to build a large guild, you're going to want to veer towards themeless, or, a theme that could somehow include a lot of people. You don't want to limit yourself too much there. Now, when you start a guild, one of the first steps should be to really be in the planning stage. You want to take it back a couple steps and start looking for pre-joiners. Start talking to other people that are looking to make a guild. Maybe find some people to start with you. And really this stage is gonna be where a lot of the magic happens. A lot of the brainstorming, the planning. And it should be before you ever even go and click to make the guild. And you should be thinking about, what is your mission? What do you want to do? How are you going to differentiate yourself from all these other guilds that are on the guild chat, trying to get members, posting on all the guildless forums? How are you going to separate yourself from the crowd? And while you're taking those pre-joiners and planning, you'd be thinking about your grand opening. And that's something that you'll want to announce in advance. Let people know, hey, the grand opening is coming in 2 weeks, What I really like doing is making a grand open on the first of the month. That way you can be, your first month is an entire 30, 31 days, whatever. New guilds are very successful in acquiring more members than older guilds. So the longer you can kind of drag out the phase of being a new guild, the better. And as far as actually unrolling your grand opening, make it as exciting as possible. You want to do like some fun auctions, another event or activity. Really, try to bring a bunch of people in on that day. And make sure when you're assimilating new members in that you're making them feel very welcomed. Let them know how happy you are that they joined. First impressions go really far away when they come into the guild chat. It's always nice to have more than one person there to greet them, but not too overwhelming of an experience. Now, as far as actually recruiting, you're going to get 30 invites a day. When you're new, I recommend trying to use all of them. And there's kind of a 3-stage process. You want to send the invite. If there's a guild board, one of these guild lists, post on the board. Have an ad that separates yourself. A lot of people have this, really, really long ad. They say like 100 things about their guild. It's hard to read through. I like to focus on a couple things, tailor it to what they're looking for. Read their first post because they're going to give you a lot of information. If you can, learn their name and then respond in the post with their name, personalize it a bit. If they say they're looking for an active guild, talk about how active you are, or try to make sure that you're offering something that they're actually looking for. So yeah, you send the invite, post on the board, and follow it up with a Neo mail. And in the Neo mail, there's a couple key things to mention that I found really help. One is if you take side accounts, let them know that. Another really, really important one, this might be the most important one, is simply let them know that NeoMail links are still broken. Links are broken in NeoMail, so they can copy and paste it or click reply first and the link will work. There's so many people that don't know the links are broken, and that alone can lose you hundreds of members just by that little miscommunication there of them not knowing. As far as actually making a guild board, I'm not sure how many members this really brings in. I think you're going to get a lot more by going looking for the guild list boards and interacting with people that are trying to find a guild. One thing I will say though is if you can find a way to advertise on other Neo boards without spamming. For example, I'm heavily involved in the Battle Dome, so I always have a guild board up here, the Nubs 1P and 2P Battle Dome, and in here I'm advertising our guild activities for Battle Domes and our guild army. If you can find a way to interact with people on boards outside of the guild chat, there's a lot less competition, and you'll attract people that haven't even considered joining a guild before or didn't really know what was going on. One way to also grow the guild, in addition to recruiting, is mergers, acquisitions, and collaborations. When you're looking for a merger or acquisition, the best guilds to do that with are ones that have frozen leaders, and that's because when the guild leader gets frozen, things really come to a standstill. There's a lot of features and stuff you just can't do anymore. And, it really sucks when the guild leader is either frozen or inactive. If they leave and go on hiatus, a lot of times the guild slows down. So some people hanging around, they like hanging out together. If you can bring that group of people to you with an acquisition, those could be really nice. So some guilds to look at would be like guilds that are a little bit smaller than you, guilds that are struggling to get going, or maybe some guilds that you've previously been in, so you know some people, you have some friends. And one thing you might want to do is leave council spots open in your guild so that when you're talking about merger deals, bringing two guilds together in one, you can offer them some council spots as something to entice them to get on board with you. And as far as collaborations, you always want to try to make friends with other guilds because you never know. You want to keep the doors open for down the road. You might end up joining their guild someday. They might end up joining yours. So some things we do are we build alliances with other guilds. Like on our Nub Army page, you'll see we have alliances with the official Oblique Skirmish. Jeez, I butchered that. The Skirmish Guild. We have alliances with Imperious War. We're really friendly with Rect. Some things you can do is run joint activities with them. You can join other guilds on your sides to make friends. If your guild allows sides, you both join each other's, and it's a great way to build up your guild and meet other people at the same time. When you're deciding who's going to be your council, who are going to be your leaders, man, my number one advice would be not to fill the spots too quickly. You never know who's going to stick around and who's going to be the most active and contributing members when it's like 3, 4 months, 6 months, 1 year down the road. In the opening weeks, you really don't know, and I would discourage people from filling those spots too early. You also want to give your members something to aspire to and work hard. Now, if you can figure out how to give people credit and recognition without just giving them a rank upgrade or giving them administrative privileges, that's a great way to recognize your members and make them feel special without, just giving them power. As far as being a great guild leader, there's a fine line between, being a dictator and allowing people to kind of choose the rules for themselves. You want to be more of a facilitator rather than, demanding what people do and how to do it. I think the more room that you can leave open for others to be creative, the better. Allow them to get involved and help choose the direction of the guild. When you're looking for board moderators, you really want to be promoting the most active members, giving them the administrative privileges to delete posts, and find someone you really trust when it comes to, who's going to be able to ban members or change anything major in the guild. Guild branding, something that's pretty important and probably not considered a lot. The easiest way to do that is to make a guild account. If you can get the actual name of your guild, like we have here, the Nubs. This is the side account that I run for the guild. I think that's really nice. And if you can host your pages on pet pages that are related to your name, I think that's really cool too. You can make trophies, banners, fonts, siggies, buttons, graphics, anything that really gets your name out there and starts to develop it into more of a brand. You can also consider tags. Those used to be popular back in the day. Basically just signature emotes that you always use. In terms of guild activities, I recommend starting as simple as you can. Do things that are maybe chat-based and get people involved in the messages, because that's going to be the most important thing when you're starting off. You want to get the chat going. And also ask for input, see what they want to do. You might have all these ideas for activities in your head, but that's not what your guildmates would really like. So trying to get their input and then hosting pages for them and being a facilitator to get it going. Make sure you open a portal and a web page so that you can have an easy location to get to all your activities. You have to let people know to enable guild mailers and use those as a way to communicate with them and get them involved. If you have any more questions about recruiting or running a guild, starting a guild, feel free to neo-mail me at the Nubs or Fishmas, and I'd be happy to help anyone. If you want to check out my guild, you're welcome to come on by. Side accounts, we have no requirements to join or anything, so just stop on by. Thank you for watching. Happy birthday, Neopets. Later.